Hello, my friends. This is Dr. B. Dr. B, the best doctor in medicine. 30 plus years of experience in medicine. Today, Dr. B wants to talk to you about the keto diet versus the carnivore diet. Guys, have you noticed how much there is this debate everywhere, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, this website, that website, all over the internet, about the difference between the keto diet and the carnivore diet, and which one is better for you, and blah 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 and blah 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 and blah blah blah. And there is this guy who says no, stay away from the carnivore diet, and the other guy who says no, stay away from the keto diet, right? Guys, you see what these people fail to mention and to tell you and maybe to know is that everybody's different, right? We all have a different physiology, a different metabolism, right? So there are almost 8 billion humans on Earth, right? All these different races, ethnicities, and blah, 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 and male, female, anything in between, and different ages, right? Everybody's so different, right? The metabolism of a Japanese is different than the metabolism of an Eskimo, right? Or a Native American, right? And also, our metabolism, our physiology changes as we get older. So guys, there is no uniformity between different humans, right? Because everybody is different. So those of you who are interested in dieting, right? Because you're no longer young and you no longer have all this ability to exercise every day and then go hit the gym and play football and soccer and basketball constantly all the time when like we were little teenagers or young adults, right? For those of you who are interested in dieting also because you are gaining weight and you are seeing that you are out of shape and you decided to take matters into your own hands, right? For you guys, there is no, I cannot tell you if the keto diet is good for you or maybe the carnivore diet is better for you guys. You need to just try them, right? Personally, Dr. B, I'm 50 years old, right? So I'm 50 years old. I'm busy with work and everything, right? And I need to sleep 9 hours a night. I go to the gym 2 hours, right? I do some cardio and weightlifting and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Well, my metabolism is no longer what it used to be when I was 20 or 12 or 30 or 40, right? And I have noticed this massive change in my metabolism when I turned about 45, right? So about 5 years ago, right? For me, the carnivore diet was really not good, right? Because not that I'm really a vegetarian, because I just want to stay away from red meat, right? I want to stay away from all these processed meat that you find everywhere. Most of the meat you buy at the store is just processed meat. It's not just the healthy meat that the hunter brought and that you are buying over there at the store, right? All this red, beautiful meat that is red and shiny that you see at the store, and they call that 100% beef, whether it is ground beef or those beautiful T-bone steak, is all processed meat, right? It is full of nitrates and nitrites, and when they go into your stomach, nitrates and nitrites become nitrosamine. It increases hugely your risk of stomach cancer. And also the sausages and pepperoni and pork and blah, 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 blah. They are all processed food, right? So I stay away from that, right? So the only meats that I can eat is chicken meat and fish. Now fish, the problem with fish that they are all packed with methyl mercury, arsenic, right? So it's hard to trust, right? So especially, have you heard about the recent reports, right? They're all the so-called tilapia that we love to eat, coming from Southeast Asia, Thailand, China, Vietnam, and everything. I mean, they are full of arsenic and mercury and nasty stuff, right? I mean, I'm not going to put that into my body and destroy my brain, and then by the age of 60, which is just 10 years away, they're going to start to diagnose me with dementia, right? So for me, the carnivore diet is not good. Because the only meat that I would eat is salmon, and it has to be wild salmon, right? Wild, fresh salmon. A lot of these farm salmons are just the same. They are full of nasty chemicals. Nobody knows what the heck they feed these salmons, right, to grow and get big so that they can sell them to you, right? So the farm-fished salmon, farm-raised salmon, my God, I stay away from those, right? And all these freaking shrimps, right, that they bring from Thailand and Vietnam, Southeast Asia. It's just the same. The freaking shrimp is full of mercury and arsenic and nasty chemical compounds that nobody knows what they put in those, right, to feed these shrimps that are farm fished, right, in these nasty waters where they are raised, right? So for me, the carnivore diet is not doable, right? And chicken, the problem with chicken is the same thing. I mean, how do you trust that chicken is raised like wild in the grass-fed and blah, 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 and that it's not caged, right? All these freaking poor hens and roosters and hens are raised in these freaking cages. There's 100 hens in the tiny little, and they feed them this nasty stuff. Nobody knows what the katsu it is that those chickens are eating to become bigger and bigger so that they can sell them to you, right? So I like to eat eggs, but not too many yolks. The white of the egg is just 100% ovalbumin, right? Ovalbumin, 100% protein. I like to eat that. So my options are very limited, right? So I decided to go with the keto diet, right? Which for me is excellent. It works really, really good. The keto diet for me, at my age, it works perfect. So there is no one single option that is going to fit everyone, right? So you have to try it. Personally, I would recommend starting with the keto diet, right? And if you really like to eat meat and all these nasty chemicals that are in the meat that you buy, okay, go with the carnivore diet and see what happens to you, right? Maybe you're going to be okay with it. But remember, in my long medical practice, I've seen a lot of people, quite a few, on the carnivore diet who have suddenly spiked their cholesterol, right? The LDL cholesterol goes up huge amount, right? And the HDL goes down, right? So that is a disaster for developing atherosclerosis and plaques and everything, right? Now, I'm not saying that everybody is gonna develop high cholesterol and blah, 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 right? But I'm just saying that you need to try it, right? Make sure that after you start the carnivore diet, that at least you have a blood test to check your cholesterol, to check your fasting glucose, to check your liver enzyme, blah, 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 you know, the routine checkup, right? Because quite a few people will develop, will spike their cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, the LDL will spike up, and their total cholesterol will go up also, therefore, and the HDL will go down, right? So don't don't be fooled by these people who are going to tell you, oh, this one is only the good one and that diet is only the good one. No, both of them are excellent. But it just depends on how old you are, what is your metabolism, right? And again, every race is going to be different, right? And the same individual at the age of 40 is going to have a different metabolism and is going to respond differently to the carnivore diet than at the age of 50 or 60. So you have to try it. If you want the carnivore diet, try it, see if you are a good responder and if it's good for you, and then that's good. But make sure you check your cholesterol, right? Have a blood test, right? And then go ahead, enjoy the carnivore diet. Personally, again, I'm on the keto diet and it's perfect for me and it works really great, right? Now, one other parameters I wanted to mention is these people who advocate for the carnivore diet and swear on the carnivore diet. So, oh, but look, our ancestors, they were eating a ton of meat, right? The caveman and, all these Neanderthals and blah, 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 and our ancestors and the Native Americans and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. They were all on the carnivore diet. Okay, but what's your point? I mean, they used to also die massively of heart attacks and strokes and cancers, right? It's not like our ancestors, the cavemen and cavewomen and the freaking Neanderthals and Native Americans and blah, 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 never had any heart attacks or strokes and cancers, right? They died massively at even a young age, right, of these nasty diseases caused by massive amount of food, especially fat, nasty red meat and stuff like that. But again, everybody's different, right? Every race is different. If you look in the Eskimos, they eat this red meat, right, from the seals, and then they have an extremely low rate of heart attack and stroke, and it's huge fatty red meat that they eat constantly, right? There's no fruits and vegetables because they live over there in the Northwest Territories of Canada, right? And they eat mostly meat, right? Meat. Obviously fish too, but it's all freaking meat. Now, but the Eskimos have a different metabolism. They have a completely different genetics than you and me, right? So maybe me, if I eat the diet of the Eskimos, I'm going to start to spike my cholesterol and develop all these nasty plaques all over my body, right? So it's not because the diet of the Eskimos fits the Eskimos that diet is good for me, right? And so everybody's different. Every ethnicity is different. Every gender is different, right? So you have to try it. Try it and see what happens to you. And trying it, just don't say, oh, okay, I tried it, but now I lost a lot of weight. It must be good. Make sure you have a blood test to check your cholesterol, right? And the other option, if you hate the carnivore diet and the keto diet, the other option is to do like Dr. B, is to just eat whatever you want, but just eat a tiny bit, right? A tiny bit, guys. My breakfast in the morning is a regular breakfast. I have some eggs, not too much yolk, right? And I have some fat-free yogurt, no sugar, no nothing. It's just fat-free, sugar-free, right? To get my probiotics also, right? And I might have every once in a while a little bit toast, right? Maybe, why not, a little bit of honey on it, a tiny bit, because too much sugar, right? And I have some nuts, right? Walnuts, right? Peanuts, pistachios, right? Almonds. Those are excellent, but no salt. Don't eat salt. And no sugar, right? And I have a nice orange juice, maybe a good coffee with caffeine, right? But then at lunch, right, I don't eat. I have just a little snack of nuts and maybe a little bit of tomato paste, right, olive oil or walnut oil, 1 ounce, and maybe and a little cocoa powder that I mix with some hot water that I drink, right? And maybe a little full tablespoon of peanut butter, right? And that's it. And I do the same thing at night, right? At night, of course, I have also, just after my gym, I have a glass like this of protein powder, right? Protein powder, pure protein powder, right? Whey protein with nothing else, or collagen, right? Peptides with nothing else, or pea protein, right? PEA, those little pea protein, right? And that's it, that I mix with pure cocoa powder, and I drink that, right? And that's it. I don't sit down at night and have a dinner, right, like I used to before, right, with salad and, oh, here's the pasta, here's the rice, oh, here are the spaghettis, and here's the bread. My God, I stay away from bread, pasta, right, because I'm on the keto diet. Bread, pasta, rice, not going to go through my mouth anymore, right? Because it's full of sugar. Remember, pasta, bread, rice, and all these pizza, they go, everything that is starch, right? It goes into your tummy, gets digested, becomes sugar, right? It's as if you were drinking the freaking table sugar, right? So the keto diet is so good for me. It just fits everything for me, right? And my tummy is flat like a board. I have 0 love handles, 0 fat under my skin, right? Maybe 1 or 2 millimeters, and 0 visceral fat, right? I take the ultrasound probe, I put it on my tummy. There's no belly fat. There's no visceral fat, right? I take the ultrasound probe. I put it on my neck. No plaques, right? Maybe 1 millimeters, barely anything, plaques in my freaking carotid arteries, right? For me, the keto diet is excellent, right? It works great. I have reduced completely the bulk of my food. Means you cannot be on the keto diet and sit down and eat massive amount of keto diet food, right? Salmon and salad and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. These are part of the keto diet, right? But you cannot sit down and say, well, look, it's keto diet, I'm going to eat a ton of it. But it's still a ton of food, and your body will not be able to metabolize it, will store it into form of fat, and you're going to become bloated, your intestine going to be big, right? So you have to diet, but also reduce the bulk of food that you eat. Same thing as if you're on the carnivore diet. Don't say, well, I'm on the carnivore diet, I'm going to eat this huge amount of meat. Meat, oh, here you go. Massive amount of meat, morning, afternoon, evening, blah, blah. But your intestine is getting old. It cannot digest that amount of food, right? So you have whichever diet you choose, just make sure you lower the bulk of food that you eat, right? And if you don't want to diet, neither keto nor carnivore, just eat whatever you want, but just eat a tiny bit. Ideally, skip completely your dinner, right? Skip your dinner completely. Eat a tiny few nuts and a little bit of tomato paste, a little bit of olive oil, and then have some caffeine-free tea, caffeine-free coffee, and then go to bed after an hour or two after doing your work. That's it, right? And same thing for the lunch, right? And then you will feel good even though you're not on the keto nor the freaking carnivore, right? You will still be very, very healthy. You will look good. You will lose weight. Then you go to the gym regularly. You sleep good. You have a low stress environment at work. And you will feel really good despite not being on the keto nor the carnivore, because neither one fits you, or it's too much hassle for your brain to go on these diets and you want to enjoy a little bit of everything. Okay, go sit down, have a little slice of pizza, but just one slice of pizza, right? And ideally just eat the topping, right? throw away the freaking bread, right? The bread of that pizza is nasty. That's what's gonna make sugar, right? And it adds up quickly, right? So follow my advice, guys. Neither keto nor diet, or single, or only keto, or only diet, or only carnivore. It doesn't matter. See what is good for you at your age. And remember, what is good for you right now might not be good in 5 years. So make sure that you go see your family doctor, internist, on a regular basis, once or twice a year. Do a blood test once or twice a year to check your fasting sugar, to check your cholesterol, liver enzyme, blah, 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 just to make sure that everything is okay, right? And then you keep going, and eventually, after a few years, you're going to find out, my God, my cholesterol going up. Then you have to change your diets and blah, 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 because we all change. Our body change, our metabolism change every year that passes. Only God never gets old. Only God never changes, right? Guys, it's such a pleasure to be back online and talk to you and everything. I used to teach medical sciences and healthcare sciences to student nurses, medical student, X-ray student, ultrasound students, medical assistant students and everything. And then I was so busy with work at the clinic, I stopped for a while and blah, blah, blah. But suddenly, because I came back and I came to create this YouTube channel, my God, it reminds me of the times when I used to teach health sciences to those medical students and nursing students and blah, 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 blah. And my God, I used to love it so much to teach. And when I stopped teaching, I missed it so much. But now, guys, I feel like I'm in the classroom again. Believe me, even though I cannot see you, knowing that you see me, I feel so energized and I feel so happy, I swear to God, like exactly as if I was in a classroom giving my lectures about health sciences again. God bless you for giving me this pleasure again to talk to you. And I know you are looking at me, you are seeing me, you are listening to me. Thank you for your viewership, regardless of your gender, your race, and blah, blah, blah. I'm gender blind, color blind, race blind, age blind, whoever the catso you are. As a human being, I love you. I love you, and I love medicine, and I love to teach, and I'm back again in the classroom with you. I hope to talk to you in my next video. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, put them down there. I promise I will get back to you. It might take time, but I'm so busy at the clinic. I promise I will get back to you, but it might take time. God bless you. Talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.